So I began at West Bay in 2007. I had no idea what it was going to be like, but when I entered, it was over 50 kids in a really small room who were just so happy that someone was there to help them. And honestly, I share that story because that's really when I fell in love with who West Bay is. My name is Carla Laurel, and I'm the director of West Bay Filipino Multi-Service Center. In the spring of 2007, when I was at USF, I was taking a Philippine Studies class. We had to do community service hours. I was very last minute, so I was the last one to sign up for a place, and the only place that didn't have volunteers yet was West Bay. Started off as a volunteer there. I knew nothing about the community. I just saw kids that were trying their best, that were growing up in a place that might just be filled with a lot of homelessness and violence and drug use, but they didn't care and they just wanted more. And I was just like, I want to be in SOMA and I want to help and see what I can do. 2007, when I started, West Bay didn't have a lot of funding. When we were there, honestly, it's just like, when a family fills up a space, I didn't even realize how small it was. And so at our old space, we probably had not more than 1,500 square feet. Our programming was timed such that everyone was in the same space using the same things, and we're all kind of always on top of each other. But while one group was moving in, there was another group already waiting in the back. But I think the beauty of it also is our community is so intergenerational that it didn't feel unfamiliar to how we operate culturally. Especially in this neighborhood, a lot of our families live in single room occupancies. They live in really small apartments. But the lights aren't always working. Our supplies at that time were really limited. Kids had their pencils with their names on it. But in many ways, what was beautiful was that it was just the community that you could really see.
I watch all the films.
People don't realize that there's even a thriving Filipino community here, but there's such a rich history of Filipino families here.
When it comes to Filipino in the SOMA, I am the Filipino in SOMA. So my name is Rudy Corpus Jr. I'm born and raised in San Francisco, the South of Market District. Been here all my life, I'm still here.
And there's plenty of opportunities around here like West Bay.
West Bay, I used to go there when I was little. And I used to go there honestly because it was young teenagers my age that was there. And I would go over there just to kick it with them. The people who ran it back then, they would teach you leadership skills, about empowerment. Those are the same values I run with my organization now. It's the same thing they taught me way back then.
My first interaction with Rudy is he pulled up at the front of West Bay's door with backpacks, and he's like, "We got backpacks, new school year here." And he just dropped them out of his van and then drove away. And I was like, who is this guy?
When I was here, I started seeing West Bay more often. And so when our organizations would come together, and do community work together, I would see her in traffic. My motto, it takes the hood to save the hood. You ain't got beef from the hood to take care of the hood. You just gotta have a caring and loving heart. And she has that.
I just remember telling myself, it's what you put into it, and there's a lot more resources than you think. You just have to figure out a way to navigate through everything.
And she didn't have a problem saying, "Hey, do you mind introducing me to this man or to this woman?" And I would do it.
So I just want you guys to know that everything that you do to support our organization has allowed us to help those that are most in need, and we couldn't have done it without each and every one of you, so thank you so much.
There's always been a struggle, I think, when you are renting out a commercial space, because your security there isn't always guaranteed. And I think our lease was always pending, is it gonna get renewed again? And it was really hard. It was a struggle. By the time we came around to get our building, Rudy honestly has been instrumental in getting our building. When I started becoming director in 2017, I remember just thinking, we want our own center too. And I literally just asked him, what did you do? And he was very transparent and gave the blueprint, but it was just okay, now you gotta do it.
She paid attention and she saw what worked and what didn't work. And so from there, she did everything else. All I had to do was lay out the carpet and say, this is so-and-so.
But after that, it was but it's up to you to see through those relationships and see through those connections. I think there's a lot of resources and ways that the city tries to help nonprofits have stable roots. It's just making sure that you know all of them and avail of all of them. In the South of Market, there's a SOMA stabilization fund. When new development happens in this neighborhood, that money goes to the existing community that's here. Advocated heavily for funds there, and not a lot of folks were buying their spaces. So we were able to get $3 million with the support of Mayor Breed.
I supported West Bay and its goal of purchasing its own building because of the incredible work that they do in the Tenderloin community. The fact that you know you can come to San Francisco and find a community because of West Bay and have supportive services, it is so meaningful and makes such a difference. So it's about time that they have a place to call home.
Let's get this building open as soon as we possibly can. Your support is the critical part of the home stretch. Let's get it done, everybody.
You can join me in welcoming Senator Scott Wiener.
I knew about West Bay for a long time, and then when I was on the Board of Supervisors, I first started to interact with West Bay and get to know the organization better. And then once I was in the state senate representing the entire city, I started working even more intensively with West Bay.
I remember going to an Asian American Heritage Month celebration. I think that was put on by the city, and he ended up coming there. And I remember that Rudy knew him, Rudy Corpus. So I remember he was talking to him, and I was like, "Can you introduce me to him?" He's like, "Sure." And he literally just introduced me. And what I appreciated so much about Senator Wiener is I met him that one time, and I literally just said, "Can I meet with you next week?" And he said yes.
And they talked about what the vision was for this building.
And I shared with him what West Bay was trying to do. We've never had a permanent home.
When I heard about the project and got the details, I found it very exciting. And so it definitely motivated me to try to help. In years that are good in the budget, I'm able to obtain funding for local community projects.
And I remember maybe a month later getting an email from his aide saying, "There's actually a surplus this year, and so we want to appropriate money for your building." And I was just so grateful because to see how literally one meeting, one interaction, one meeting, and then we want to fund you and support you because this is important. Yeah, we're really grateful, and I think he's a big part of why we were able to get the space.
1, 2, 3. Whoa! Whoa!
Whoa. Oh man, this is a good thing for the kids to do.
Man, it was honestly really, really surreal.
This is crazy, oh man.
And to actually see now it's transforming into our center is super exciting.
Wow.
As an organization that's been in the neighborhood for over 56 years, this space to me signifies what every community deserves.
Fun and exciting event that we have. West Bay is groundbreaking. Can I get around applause?
Ever, and the fact that this is just happening speaks volumes about Carla and Genevieve and the entire West Bay team.
All these years that I've known West Bay, they've been in spaces where it was small. And for them to last this long and to have them a foundation now where they'll be set, and the leadership that they have currently right now, and the staff and the workers and the people involved in West Bay now, that right there is amazing.
All right, everybody, we're here at the new building! Come. Yeah, super exciting. And when we make our way this way, we have a kitchen as well. Woo! We finally have bathrooms, guys. So we have 2 sinks over there if you see, and then we have an accessible bathroom. But this is the downstairs, woo! All right, oh wait guys, we're over here. So today we were able to bring the staff out to finally see our new center, our new home, and it's really fun and exciting. It's just white up there.
And no workers' comp.
It's just white up there. It's white. More than half of the staff are up on the roof. So we're really excited. I think just the opportunity to actually explore different spaces is super exciting. In our other space, we really just have a big room. I still just can't believe it's real.
Seeing this after all these years, is, man, amazing. So thank you, though. This is for real. This is beautiful.
Is all you guys are.
Welcome home.
Half of the city and county of San Francisco. We're gonna make it West Bay Day in San Francisco.
I am like overwhelmed with gratitude. I stand here merely as a representative of an organization whose existence supersedes mine. West Bay's motto is there is no greater wealth than the knowledge of self. Know who you are. We couldn't have been here, and I keep saying it, without every single person here. We wanted to make sure we had a seat at the table. And I'm so happy and honored to say that we don't even have a seat. We own the table. We own the kitchen. We own the whole home. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
West Bay is my best thing. To have coolest things. West Bay's the best thing in the world. Thank you, West Bay.
You're the best. The best program ever.